Always great catching up with my next guest, and he's going to be back in action at UFC Atlanta, taking on Cody Brundage on June 14th. Always great chatting with Mansur Abdul Malik here on the program. Mansur, how are you, sir?
Man, I feel the way I look and I look amazing. So if that tells you anything, life is good.
I was going to say I wouldn't expect anything less. If it was, I think there's some problem. You're always so positive, man, and this is something I love about when we do these interviews. Always good energy here. Take me through how this fight got put together. When did you find out? How did this all come together?
Found out about 8 weeks out from the actual date. Pretty straightforward. I knew there was a certain number of opponents, and he was one of those opponents that was definitely possible, and it just came together very, very smoothly. I'm grateful that he accepted it. I accepted it, and now we're gonna get after it.
Yeah, for sure. Were there any other opponents in the mix, or was Cody the only opponent you were offered?
Well, no, there was definitely a few more, but they were all pretty much the same. All pretty much the same within that same gap of stylistic opponents or like whatever you want to say with like the ranked guys or unranked guys, but he was definitely similar to like a lot of those guys.
Okay, that makes sense. And obviously, we saw you last at UFC Seattle. Here you are now fighting in front of a crowd here again, which is awesome. Was this the right amount of time off in between fights? This is kind of the schedule you like being on right now?
It could have been a lot sooner. It
Okay.
definitely could have been a lot sooner. I was
Yep.
losing.
Keep
I like
active.
to stay active for sure. But I'm always in the gym. It's just that it was just a long time. It felt like a long time in between fights, but that's all right.
Mhm.
It just allows me to be like a little bit more patient, but it was still a good time frame.
Yeah. Do you want to fight in Vegas soon? Because obviously you train there now. And so, I'm sure it would be nice to just, go down the street. I know fighting in the Apex isn't as good because you don't have the crowd, but are you hoping to get a Vegas fight here pretty soon?
100%, 100%. I'm looking at that T-Mobile Arena one day. That's something else. That's something else. I see there's traffic there every weekend,
Yeah.
every single weekend. And then when you get the traffic from the UFC, it's a different type of energy. It's a different type of vibe. So to be involved in that, to be associated with that, it would be something special. So I'm looking forward to that one day, hopefully.
Let's talk about your opponent, Cody Brundage, 17 fight veteran. How do you feel like stylistically you match up against him in this one?
I feel like I match up very well against him. I know he's an experienced guy. He's had a good amount of UFC fights. He's tough. And that's as far as it goes, man. I know that he's skilled. I know that he brings certain attributes that are good, but I feel like I can overcome those attributes with my own.
Absolutely. And let's talk a bit about camp. Who have been some of the main guys helping you get ready for this fight? Who you been working with?
So as you know, Edmund Shabazian, he's right on the card too. So I've been spending a lot of time with him, spending a lot of time with all the middleweights, even like the lighter guys. I like to sort of implement different styles and different vibes, if you will, with each camp. And Manel Cape, he's been someone that I've been training with a lot actually. That's a good guy to be with.
Mhm.
Movement, striking, even his takedown defense. And when it comes to wrestling, the almost like the defensive aspect of it, that's a good brain to pick, a good mind to pick. His fight IQ, it's something very, very special. So along with all the usual guys I train with, he's someone that I've picked his brain a lot this camp. And of course, all my time with Eric Nixick.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because you don't often hear with a middleweight training with a flyweight, but like you said, technique, all that different stuff. How did that even come together? Just because he's at the gym, or how did you decide to work with Manel? And because I don't think that seems like an unlikely pairing, right? If you think about it.
Yeah. He's just at the gym. He's at
Yeah,
the gym and he's a good man. And when you
yeah.
have those two things combined, it's a very inviting type of energy. I can teach him things when it comes to wrestling. I can teach him things when it comes to my style. He can teach me so many more things when it comes to his style and his experiences overseas in the UFC. It was a beautiful relationship that was made during camp. And he's just been there. He's been there. And I'm grateful that he was there in the time that I was training. And we just shared thoughts.
That's great. Let's talk a bit about the cut. I know you always make weight. You're always on par with that. Very disciplined. I know that's one of the things I really, we've sort of talked about the fact that, very disciplined when it comes to a lot of things. So is the weight cut for you, is it, I know for some fighters, it's a big part of camp. Is it like that for you, or is it pretty manageable and sort of a lifestyle for you, it seems?
Absolutely. It's a lifestyle, but not only is it a lifestyle, you have to keep it sort of in that same idea every single fight. It has to be a lifestyle, but you can't focus on weight during camp. It's a weird thing to say because weight is a big focus during camp. But if you start to go into practice, as you know, if you start going to practice and, okay, I need to lose this amount of weight, you don't focus on the technique. You don't focus on the good things. You don't focus on the things that make you a better fighter, that increase your mental strength, that increase your mentality. It's all about how many pounds can I lose this practice, and then you don't really get the full benefit of the training session. So you have to kind of put that on the back burner a little bit. And how you do that is that you have to focus on it every single day when it comes to the morning meals to the
Mm.
nighttime meals. So you don't have to crash diet at the very end. So it's a lifestyle, man. It's a lifestyle, and it's a big chunk of camp that's dedicated to it, but also before camp. There's when it comes to like weight cuts and guys my size, you have to almost prepare your body for camp.
Yeah.
So it's just a lifestyle, man, just like as you said. And it's a good thing I have going. It's not difficult, but I try to make it good every single time. I try to improve it, even though it's a weird thing to like improve a specific weight at 186 or 185 pounds. Like, what more can you improve if you hit that mark every single time? But there's small things that you can improve. You can improve your mind, you can improve your mood, you can improve the way that you handle things on that day.
Yeah. No, you got it all dialed in. Do you have any vices when it comes to food at all? Or are you very like disciplined year round?
Man, every single type of food is a vice to me.
Okay.
But there's things that I like that make it a lot easier. I love coffee, and coffee is something that you can have, of
Nice.
course, within its limits before it's time to go to bed and everything. I love coffee. I love blueberries. I, of course, love my steaks, but there's certain things that I like that can benefit me, and there's certain things that I like that can't benefit me, but I just kind of push those things aside until after the fight.
Okay. So, well, so after the fight, you do, because I guess what I'm getting at is like, it doesn't sound like you indulge much at all. Like, whether it's like, you don't have a sweet tooth or you're not eating chips. Like, do you not eat that at all? Like, period? Or you
No,
do have,
I've never been that type of guy to really get into like the
good for
sweets, but
you.
I tell you what, I love some baked goods. I love some pies and
Mm,
muffins and pancakes and carb heavy stuff.
yeah.
There's a few of them that I really really like, but I'll just have those afterwards.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I always find that interesting with fighters, how they're able to sort of navigate through camp with eating quite clean. Your corner, I imagine Eric Nixick will be in the cage with you. Who else is making the trip with you to Atlanta?
Eric Nixick, Brad Tavares, and also my father. So
Oh,
you got a
awesome.
trifecta. Yep, yep. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's gonna be a trio of good men, and those types of individuals can only bring me good energy, and that's really what a corner is about.
Mm.
When you're at this level, when you're in the UFC, of course, instruction is good. Of course, having certain people that kind of bring you back down or they have the ability to bring you up is good and beneficial. But really, it's all about the vibe and it's all about the energy because you need to be able to do it yourself before anyone else. You can't really solely rely on someone having to get you up or someone having to bring you down or someone having to give you the perfect amount of knowledge in order for you to be good in a fight.
Yeah.
You need to be able to do that yourself. But it's all about the vibe when it comes to the corner to me. And those three people are people that I care about, the people that make me happy, and the people that bring a good energy.
Has your father been in your corner before?
He was in my corner before the UFC one
Oh, okay.
time.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it was a beautiful experience, and I just can't wait to have him in the corner this time. He's always there at my fights, but this time he's going to be cage side.
There we go. I don't think this fight's hitting the scorecards. How do you see the fight playing out on June 14th?
In my favor, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. With that being said, I respect my opponent. I know that he has different tools, and I know that he comes in game. He comes in game. He's had a good amount of UFC fights, but that's that. I feel that I can shut him down. I know that I will shut him down, and I know that I'll come in with something different than I had in my previous fight, a sense of maturity, a sense of improvement.
Mhm.
There's everyone can say, oh, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to do this X, Y, Z. I just want to improve on my prior performance each and every single time, and with that, then I'll be successful, God willing.
Got to ask you about the title fight because it's official now. Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev. How do you see that fight playing out?
I have Hamzat. I have
Yeah.
Hamzat for sure. Um, it's going to be interesting. That's a interesting one to sort of predict because of Dricus's unpredictability, but at the same time, you have someone in Khamzat who comes in that first round, guns blazing. He does a similar thing every single fight, but that thing has not failed, so really can't bet against that. In addition to he's tough in his own right. It's not just the first round. There's many, many rounds that he can be tough. Look at the Gilbert Burns example. Look at his mentality. Look at the way that he competes. Look at the fire that he comes with. That's not someone that's going to give up. So it's going to be very interesting. I definitely think it's going to be exciting. I'll be tuned in. So we'll see, but I have Hamzat for sure.
I imagine you want to get one more in this year. Like we mentioned about, maybe if there's a Vegas card or something coming up, see how this goes, reassess. And then if something comes up, chances are probably good because you are in Vegas, right?
Yeah. I'm right in Vegas, and it's only June, so not one, but two, maybe even three.
Yeah.
We're creeping up into that good summertime right now, and it will go well, God willing, on June 14th, and then we'll see where the cards are at, and then we'll get more in as well.
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to it. And that continues here. UFC Atlanta, June 14th. Looking forward to it. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
I want to thank my team, Extreme Couture. I want to thank Eric Nixick, of course, the mastermind, the genius. After that, I want to thank LifeMed. LifeMed, my sponsor back in Maryland, back home. Amazing people. Very, very grateful for them and everything they do. And that's it, man. I want to thank God most importantly. I want to thank Allah. And my life is absolutely beautiful, and I'm happy to be here. And I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day and interviewing me.